Back at it for another week of local television. So we do around here. It is Monday, the 16th day of December 2024. I am Dan Kuntz. It is snowing. It's been snowing lightly since about 2:30 this morning. Now, I know Wenatchee Public Works, they were out there laying down the brine. Most of the main arterials are kind of slushy and glushy. Side streets, though, are a little slick. The scanner has been busy this morning. No serious accidents, but a few cars slipping and sliding out there. We are under a winter weather advisory until 1 o'clock this afternoon. The snow is all going to be gone by sunset tonight because we're going to be well above freezing. We're going to be in the mid-40s by Wednesday. There's an atmospheric river that's heading our way. It's going to come Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday night, Wednesday, all the way into Thursday. So whatever snow we're going to get, and again, it all depends on elevation, is going to be going away. I mean, up by Pangbourne, they've already gotten 3 inches of snow, but down here on the valley floor, less than an inch. That's the name of the game this time of the year. Forecast details are coming up, but again, big warming trend coming in the middle of the week. We will have a lot of news. Sports. Yesterday at kickoff, you could have walked into Lumen Field and not be able to find a seat, and by the end of the game, you could sit wherever you wanted to. Seemed to be more Packer fans than Seahawk fans by the end of the game for obvious reasons. Seahawks laid a big fat egg. We'll talk about that. But a good weekend for the Wenatchee Wild, very good weekend for the Wenatchee Wild. They're heading into the winter break on a winning streak, and boy, do they need that. Highlights of their victory over Everett on Friday and Kelowna on Saturday. That's coming up. And at the back half of the program, a conversation with Allie Long and Graham Stansberry. Colton Long, and you probably heard about this, affectionately known as Colty, graduated from Westside High School in June. He was on his way to work up in the farm up Waterville Way in the wee small hours in late August. He fell asleep at the wheel, was killed in a single car accident. He was a huge fan of the outdoors, and he was a proud graduate and attendee of Westside High School. So they're trying to fund an endowment so Westside High School can begin and continue to offer outdoors education for those kids who go to Westside High School. Allie Long's going to talk about her brother. Graham Stansberry runs the outdoor program at Westside High School and also was one of Colton Long's teacher. Allie, his sister, and Graham, his teacher, will be joining me in the back half of the program. Do not miss that conversation. Again, our PTZ cameras are down, but I have some important slides to show for you from the National Weather Service. First of all, snow today. As I already mentioned, we have a winter weather advisory. It is supposed to expire at 1 this afternoon. Again, not heavy snow. In fact, I just looked out at the cameras. It's not snowing at all out of Moses Lake. The roadways are wet, but there's no snow at all. So this is light snow. It will dissipate by mid to late morning, and we're going to be above freezing, so we will see some snow melt. So take a look at where you live, and that's how much snow you're going to get today. Again, not a lot of snow, just consistent light snow, and it's going to stay that way for another few hours until it dries out, and then it will start melting away. And then here comes an atmospheric river, pretty active one, and it's a very wet one, and we're going to see very warm temperatures. So the snow level is going to go way up there above pass level. Temperatures are going to warm up. We'll see highs in the mid-40s on Wednesday, also a little breezy at times. So big warm up coming up, and any snow that we're getting with this second system, which is Tuesday night into Thursday, is going to be in the form of rain, not snow. So there you go. It's going to be more rain than snow by Wednesday, and very, very warm. Quick heads up, the winter solstice in the valley is at 1:20 in the morning this Saturday. This Saturday at 1:20 in the morning. I'll be asleep. So in terms of daylight, this Saturday will be 7 hours and 30 minutes shorter than the June solstice. That's a big change. So this is it. The shortest days of the year. We are in them as we speak. From the National Weather Service, here we go. It is snow this morning, a little bit of light rain before it transitions and then dies off altogether. Snow level is going to go up to about 2,000 feet by the time we get to the afternoon. And a high today of 36 means we will see some afternoon snow melt compared to what we have going on right now. Slight chance of light rain tonight. The snow level is going to hover around 1,300 feet. We could get a half an inch of snow tonight in advance of this atmospheric river, which is going to come in on Tuesday night. So a little bit of rain and snow mix on Tuesday in the morning, and then late in the afternoon, dry in the midday hours. The snow level will be 2,000 feet by Tuesday afternoon and a high of 35, and that's pretty much the overnight low on Tuesday night. And then look how warm we're going to be on Wednesday. Rain, especially in the morning, with a high near 45, cloudy and dry. 31 for the overnight low Wednesday night, close to 40 close to 40 on Thursday. A slight cool down, but not much by the time we get to the weekend. So once we get going, now our normal afternoon high is 33. So across the board, our afternoon high is going to be warmer than normal. But 45, 39, 41, 41, 40 with rain instead of snow as we head into the final weekend before Christmas. All right, that's your weather forecast from the National Weather Service. After we take a break, we'll have your Monday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Between juggling groceries, preparing meals, and lending a helping hand, you're a hero without a cape. But who's there to support you? Aging and Adult Care honors caregivers like you, the relatives, friends, and neighbors, helping loved ones remain safely at home. Aging and Adult Care offers chore services, respite, personal care, and more. Serving Chelan, Douglas, Grant, Lincoln, Adams, and Okanagan counties, call Aging and Adult Care at 1-800-572-4459 for caregiver support.
Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, located on South Wenatchee Ave, has the largest selection of spas and swim spas in town. Stay cool this summer in an artesian swim spa and use it all year long. We enjoy helping families reconnect one spa at a time. Hot tubs are proven to improve sleep and decrease arthritis pain. Our passion is water, so please bring us a water sample, and we will help you diagnose your pool or spa water for free. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, your pool and spa experts.
I'm Jim Heinlein, and I've been working with you all for about 20 years now. And it's safe to say I've seen most every situation as it relates to annual election period. This AP is going to be like a tsunami. It's not tall, but it's huge in effect. And when the water retreats, you're going to see the damage to those who didn't react properly. So what is a proper reaction? Well, call a local insurance professional like Springwater Insurance. We have already developed a strategy for those of you who need a change. Give us a call at 509-888-2600.
It's that time of year again to get the Honda of your dreams during Happy Honda Days, where you'll find great offers on a rugged new Passport, Pilot with available all-wheel drive, and the powerful Ridgeline. So don't wait, turn your holiday dreams into reality with a new Honda named KBB.com's best value brand. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Continues to snow lightly. It's 31 degrees. The snow will be tapering off. Winter weather advisory expires at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Mild temperatures, in fact, very mild Wednesday and Thursday. And the precipitation we're going to get by the middle part to the late part of this week will be rain, not snow. It's 8 minutes after the hour. A wrongful death suit brought on because of an East Wenatchee woman's fatal accident is close to a settlement. Ryder Logistics is poised to pay more than $750,000 to the young son of Taylor Fukuzawa. Taylor Fukuzawa was a pedestrian who died in January of 2022 when she was struck by a semi on Highway 28 near the Palisades. Fukuzawa was 28 years old. She had pulled over and was helping to move an injured deer off the roadway when she was struck by the semi. Her son, then just 3 years old, was a passenger in her stopped car at the time. Her family sued the trucking company, which offered a settlement in October, payable in installments to her son beginning when he turns 18. Douglas County Judge Brian Huber has not signed off on this settlement yet. The case is complicated by an ongoing legal struggle between Fukuzawa's parents and the child's father over visitation with the boy, who is now 6 years old. A second inmate has been charged in what's called a prison riot in the Chelan County Regional Justice Center. The incident unfolded October 19th when 37-year-old Lance Matthew Purser of Wenatchee allegedly began vandalizing his detention pod inside the jail. Police say he and other inmates used wet toilet paper to obscure the security cameras in the windows. Then they left the water running in an attempt to flood their pod. Jail officers had to use pepper spray on the inmates until they surrendered. Purser was the first person to be charged, but then on Thursday, prosecutors added a charge of prison riot against Isaac Elias Mata, a 31-year-old Wenatchee man, for allegedly participating in the unrest. Police say the men in the pod were upset because they did not get soda and ice cream for their dessert at mealtime. Grant County's main public health agency says somebody is out there impersonating one of their employees. The Grant County Health District says an unknown person has been contacting local businesses falsely claiming to investigate complaints and scheduling meetings under phony pretenses. The agency is asking Grant County residents to contact their office if they have one of those suspicious encounters. Those contacted should also ask to see an official badge to verify the health inspector's identity and to make sure any emails from the health district includes the granthealth.org domain. Wenatchee Police Chief Edgar Reinfeld was found not to be at fault in the accident in which his unmarked SUV collided with a passing bicyclist. A report by Corporal Kevin Battis with the Wenatchee Department says on December 6th, Reinfeld was exiting onto Yakima Street from the alley behind the police station when the eastbound cyclist struck the front of his vehicle and went flying. The 22-year-old cyclist was taken to Confluence Health Hospital for treatment, was found only to have a bruised knee. Reinfeld told Battis he did not see the bicycle coming, and the cyclist admitted he was traveling at high speed downhill when he struck the car. The SUV, by the way, suffered a minor dent. City code makes bicycling on downtown streets illegal, but Battis said neither the police chief nor the cyclist would be ticketed for the incident. The Cascade School District is the first district to receive what's called a soil-friendly designation from Winton Manufacturing Compost Works. The recognition is due to Cascade's district-wide K-12 composting program in Peshastin and Leavenworth. The program has been running for the last 3 years, and students participate by visiting sorting stations at the end of lunch, and they separate uneaten food waste into proper bins. The first school to start composting was Peshastin Dryden Elementary. They started doing that in 2022, and in 2023, Winton replaced all the compost collection carts at the school with bear-resistant carts. Cascade was the first district in eastern Washington to compost district-wide. 2 Wenatchee High School juniors in the Air Force Junior ROTC program have been selected to the Air Force's highly competitive Flight Academy program. Sierra Cook and Alejandro Angadiana will get the chance to earn their private pilot's license in just 8 weeks this summer. Only 194 Air Force Junior ROTC cadets were selected out of 16,000 nationwide. The Air Force will provide them both a $27,000 scholarship to cover all expenses. The ROTC program is only in its 3rd year of operations, and the Wenatchee School District says it offers academic credit, leadership skills, and opportunities for college, trade schools, and the military. Congratulations. And that's what's making news at 13 minutes after the hour. Whatever makes news today, we will have for you tonight at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock, the NCWLIFE Evening News at 5, 6, and 10 on TV. If you are more into, I'll watch the news when I'm ready to watch the news, no problem. Our news will be posted and running on our homepage, NCWLIFE.com. You can watch the evening newscast on our YouTube page and on our Facebook page. And if you're out and about and you say, hey, this might be newsworthy, you send us an email. We'd always appreciate it. Our address is news@ncwlife.com. It's a Monday in December. That usually means a lot of sports, and today is no exception. In 2 minutes, you're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Central Washington Water is your hot spring spa dealer for over 45 years. Shop their showroom and see the new Freshwater Smart IQ. This is a new innovative approach to super simple water care combined with the freshwater salt system to give you clean, balanced spa water naturally. There's a hot tub for every budget. Save up to $1,000 on hot spring spas or buy plug-and-play spas starting at $79 per month. Why shop anywhere else? Central Washington Water. They service what they sell.
The family at the Eplodolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Eplodolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Eplodolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Eplodolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from Les.
"16 minutes after the hour." Remember when Lumen Field was considered, the hardest place for a visiting team to play in the NFL? That's not the case anymore. Certainly last night, that proved that. Jordan Love throwing for 229 yards, a couple of touchdown passes to Romeo Doubs. And Green Bay ends the Seahawks 4-game winning streak with a 30-13 victory last night. It wasn't even that close. Josh Jacobs ran for 94 yards and a touchdown for the Packers. The Packers have won 8 of 10. By the way, and Brandon McManus kicked 3 field goals. Of course, the big story, Seahawks quarterback Geno Smith went down to a knee injury in the third quarter. Coach Mike McDonald after the game said it doesn't look serious right now. We'll know more by the end of the day today, so be sure to tune in when Eric does sports tonight at 5 o'clock. To the NFC West scoreboard, there's the Packers beating the Seahawks. Of course, on Thursday night, the Rams beat the 49ers. It's hard to believe that the 49ers were in the Super Bowl last year. And the Cardinals knocked off the Patriots yesterday in Arizona. The final was 30-17. The Seahawks are tied now with the Rams in first place. To the scoreboard we go. The women's Washington State women's team had 2 games over the weekend. On Friday, BYU beat them good, 72-57. But yesterday they beat St. Martin's 76-48. The Utah women took care of Washington, non-leaguer now, of course, 67-57. The Gonzaga ladies rolled over Eastern Washington over the weekend, 79-50. Men's college basketball scoreboard: Cougars beat Missouri State 91-78. And in Madison Square Garden, UConn defeats Gonzaga 77-71. It's the first time in 6 years that the Gonzaga men have lost 2 games in a row. That's a remarkable stat. That came to an end on Saturday night. Speaking of Saturday, your prep girls basketball scoreboard. In the Big Nine, Sunnyside beat Wenatchee on Saturday. Eisenhower over Moses Lake, Davis over West Valley. Check out the blowouts as we go to the next page. Look at these scores here. Grandview over Quincy, 59-14. Prosser over Freda, 89-18. That's the nature of sometimes the girls' high school basketball. Ellensburg blows out Toppenish. Cashmere beats College Place by 48 in Omak over Manson. At least that game was a little closer. More girls' basketball from Saturday. Colville over Chelan. Davenport over Tenasket. It was Bridgeport beating Wilson Creek. Clallam over Okanagan. And Waterville Mansfield just crushed Orville 63-12. All right, to the boys we go. Over the weekend in Sunnyside, Wenatchee lost to the Grizzlies 78-36. Moses Lake rolled over Eisenhower. Davis just got by West Valley 67-62 in Big Nine play. Smaller schools, the scores were a lot closer than the girls' scores, but still. Grandview over Quincy. It was Prosser over Freda. Ellensburg knocked off Toppenish in boys basketball. Cashmere beat College Place in College Place, and Omak got by Manson by 5. Also on Saturday, it was Tenasket over Davenport. Bridgeport over Wilson Creek in a blowout. Okanagan rolled 97 points. That's a lot of points. Waterville Mansfield got by Orville, and Thorpe knocked off the Garden City Academy. It was a good weekend for the Wenatchee Wild. Daniel Hauser made 38 saves. Wenatchee used 2 power play goals and a flawless penalty kill to nail down a 3-2 win at Everett Friday, handling the Silvertips only their 5th loss in regulation this season.
Turns on the Jets, distributes to the blue line, crossing over for Mannix. Mannix around the boards for Seitz. Into the near corner, chopped back to the circles. Isogai tries to pull the trigger. It's blocked by Raymond. He gets it right back. Isogai, a backdoor pass. They score. Set up at the far side post. What a sauce by Isogai to the captain, Evan Friesen. And the Wild strike first, 1 minute and 5 seconds into the second period. Well, the initial chance, that's deflected and wide. McKenzie. On his backhand, curls to the high slot, looking down low, sliding in DuPont, just off the toe of his stick, to the blue line, McKenzie. A shot, stick save, rebound, Jamison, he scores! Eric Jamison wires it over the blocker of Hauser, and the Tips have tied it. Pitch and catch from Andreessen, Isogai at the circles. Edges over towards the wall, angles it back to Andreessen, fakes the slap pass Cuts to his right. Iso guy down low. Backdoor pass in the crease. They score. Miles Cooper. The initial pass was broken up and it opened up the post. And Cooper has put the Wild back on top with a power play goal. 23 seconds into the man advantage. Miettinen up the right side, off the glass, into the near side corner. Kaplan bouncing off of Russell. Digs it free. Kaplan looking to the circles, dropped back to Pierce. Now on the right side, Heslop shot through traffic. They score! Jesse Heslop sneaks one through, and the Silver Tips have tied it. The blue line, to his left, McCloskey finds Seitz. Seitz fakes the shot, has Courtney in front of him, over to his right, Friesen. At the circles, backdoor McHaggerty to the point. McCloskey across the way. Seitz, he scores. Dawson Seitz beats Jesse Sanch up high, and the Wild reclaim the lead with 6 seconds left in the power play and 6:16 left on the clock.
That was Friday night, and then on Saturday afternoon in Kelowna, the Wild routed the Rockets 9-1. Sean Rios turned in his first multi-goal game in the WHL into his first career hat trick. Evan Friesen set a new career high with 5 points. Kenta Isogai tied a career best. He had 5 points. 13 different Wild players posted at least 1 point in the game.
Along with Henderson, Corbet, and Hiroki Goisek in front. They score in a backdoor play. Sherbina able to finish it off. And just like that, for the 14th time this season, the Wenatchee Wild have opened up the scoring. They get a goal from Luka Sherbina, his 7th of the season. Off the draw again to the right of the Rocket goal. Isogai shot long distance, piping in. And the Wenatchee Wild have taken a 2-0 lead. Kenta Isogai, his 12th goal of the season. His 30th point of the year. Back up top, Andreessen. Left out, Isogai. Back for Andreessen. He'll fire. Saved by Stozer. Rebound. They score. It's in. Somehow it beats the goaltender. Punched in. It may be Miles Cooper. Not sure. Bottom line is a power play goal. Wenatchee has now a 3-0 lead. Isogai with speed. Back in. Trailer. Friesen. Right on Andreessen. Uh-oh. Shot. They score. Rios. You can see this one. A little tick. A little tack. A little toe. Back of the net. Rios will get it. Net. He'll get it back on the goal where it's gathered up by Reed. McHaggerty again with it. Near sideboard. Maddox. Wrist shot through traffic. They score! The long bomb shot beating the goaltender. This time it hits the far post and in. And so Maddox is going to get it, and that'll give Wenatchee a 5-0 lead. Wenatchee, kind of the spoil sports here tonight. Playing the role of Grinch. Left dot, Isogai in front, they score. Rios, he'll rip it in as the shot from the right face-off circle able to beat Stozer.
After the holiday break, they don't play again until December 27th when they play in Spokane, and then they're back at the Town Toyota Center on December 28th, again against Spokane. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on the 16th day of December. Happy Independence Day in Kazakhstan. I wanted to mention that. In Bahrain, it is National Day for you folks in Bahrain who are watching the show. It is Stupid Toy Day. I had a pet rock when I was a kid. I guess that would be a stupid toy. But today, for your obscure holiday, it's National Chocolate Covered Anything Day. It doesn't matter what it is. You just cover it in chocolate and you're good to go. Cookies covered in chocolate, ice cream covered in chocolate, bananas, potato chips. There's no reason not to cover it in chocolate. There are, of course, chocolate covered candies that have been quite popular. Goobers was the first chocolate covered peanut candy. They were first sold about 100 years ago. Nestle makes over 20 million chocolate raisins every day. Every day. They crank out 20 million chocolate raisins. How much chocolate does the average American eat per year? About 12 pounds of chocolate. And before 1954, the M&M trademark on candy used to be black. Now, of course, the M&M logo on the M&M candy is white. It is national. Grab whatever it is that you want to eat and put chocolate on it today. I mean, why not? It's the holidays. It's 25 minutes after the hour. In May of 1773, of course, the British East India Company got a nice break. The British Parliament said, you can sell tea from China in America British East India Company, and you don't have to pay taxes on it. Well, I got a bunch of people really ticked off in Boston. And on December 16th, 1773, 251 years ago today, a bunch of the members of the ad hoc group, the Sons of Liberty, well, got pretty tanked. Who's kidding who? Disguised themselves as Mohawk Indians, and they dumped hundreds of crates of tea into Boston Harbor to protest the Tea Act. All in all, 342 chests of tea went into Boston Harbor to send a message to the British. We don't like you. That was on this date in 1773. The Battle of the Bulge began 80 years ago today. Surprised the Allies. They didn't see this one coming. The surprise offensive of 3 German armies through the Ardennes Forest in northeastern France. How do they achieve surprise attack? Well, 3 things. They couldn't see them. The Allied Air Force, we had control of the skies, so we could fly pretty much wherever, but we couldn't see the German troop movements because it was cloudy and overcast for a couple of weeks, so they couldn't see where exactly they were. Also, the Allies were a little overconfident because they were rolling through Europe. They were more interested in their offensive plans than defending what they already had, and it damn near worked. It was the last chance for Hitler to keep alive, and he did some serious damage with the Battle of the Bulge, which began on this date 80 years ago today. 64 years ago today, December 16th, 1960, at the time, it would be the deadliest aviation disaster in the world. It has been surpassed many, many times. United Airlines Douglas DC-8 approaching JFK and a TWA Lockheed Super Constellation approaching LaGuardia collide over Staten Island. All 128 people aboard both aircrafts were killed. 6 people on the ground were also killed. The DC-8 was 11 miles off course and traveling too fast. The DC-8 crashed into the Park Slope section of Brooklyn. 6 people in Brooklyn were killed by the debris. The TWA crashed into a playfield in Staten Island. Nobody was killed there. One kid, an 11-year-old kid by the name of Stephen Balls, survived the crash. He was traveling alone from Chicago to see his family members for the holidays in New York, but Stephen Balls passed away the next day. That was on this date in 1960. And Paul Castellano should not have gone out to steak dinner in Midtown Manhattan on the evening of December 16th, 1985. Paul Castellano, of course, was the most powerful member of organized crime in this country. He was the godfather of the Gambino crime family. He and his bodyguard, Thomas Bilotti, are shot dead on the orders of John Gotti. Here's how it was reported in New York City, December 16th, 1985.
He was known as a godfather. He was murdered on the streets of Midtown Manhattan tonight. His name, Paul Castellano, the alleged mafia strongman, killed by 3 men wearing trench coats and firing automatic weapons at close range. Castellano's bodyguard driver was also killed in the attack. Witnesses say the killer simply walked away and got into a car and then disappeared. Castellano was being tried on federal racketeering charges.
The bullets that ended Big Paul Castellano's life last night may very well have been a payoff for getting into such trouble with the feds. As the reputed head of the Crime Commission and the godfather of the Gambino family, his appearance in court every day and the preoccupation with his defense were bad for business. Experts say his associates may very well have decided Big Paul was more trouble than he was worth.
1957, Albert Anastasia, the head of Murder Incorporated, murdered while he was having a haircut on West 59th Street. 1971, Joseph Colombo, head of the Colombo family, shot in Columbus Circle, 7 years in a coma, and then he died in 1978. 1972, Joey Gallo killed in Little Italy during dinner at Umberto's Clam House. 1979, Carmine Galante, boss of the Bonanno family, killed at a restaurant in Brooklyn. And yesterday, Paul Castellano, the head of the Gambino family, the largest of them all in this country, murdered outside a restaurant on East 46th Street.
Even though John Gotti would assume the role of godfather of the Gambino crime family, John Gotti was eventually, of course, arrested, charged, and convicted of other crimes and died in prison. But this particular gangland murder, nobody was ever charged on anything. Be forewarned. One heavenly birthday. Both of our birthdays today are musical related, and you know you've done good if the music that you wrote and you composed in the early part of the 1800s is still being played and listened to today. Ludwig van Beethoven, one of the big ones, Mozart, Bach, Yeah, and Beethoven is right there with him, Ludwig van Beethoven. He didn't live very long. Most musicians actually live quite a long time. As a composer, he didn't live very long. He only lived to the age of 56, but the music lives on. I listened to some Beethoven yesterday morning while I read the paper, Ludwig van Beethoven, born in the state in 1770, and Billy Gibbons. Fuzzy guitar, bass, and drums. It was Jimi Hendrix who told Billy Gibbons in Texas in the late 60s, "You're good. You should really keep doing this because I'm a good guitarist, but you're good too." The great Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top is 75 years old today. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. Ask any contractor out there if they're building a new house, hey, when it comes to HVAC installation, who do you recommend? And I bet you if the contractor is a good one, they're going to say, well, Alpine Air should be your first call, but you better call them now because they get a little busy in the spring and the summer when they start installing HVAC systems in new homes. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. Mike Benitez got an opinion coming up, and then a conversation with two people who were very close to Colton Long. Colton Long died tragically in a single-car accident back in August. He was a huge fan of the outdoors, a proud graduate at Westside High School. They're trying to fund an endowment in his name to fund outdoor education at Westside High School. Colton's sister, Allie, and his teacher, Graham, will join me when we come back. You're watching Wake Up on Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel. Last we spoke, we talked about term life insurance. We got the basics from you, very educational, very informative. Let's turn the page, talk about permanent life insurance. The do's and the don'ts, and what exactly is it?
So permanent life insurance is just kind of like what it says, is right. It's something that you want to be there forever. You want it to be permanent. You don't want it to go away. You don't want any price increases. You don't want to have to go back and redo your health. You don't want to have to do any more exams or screening or blood tests or anything like that. You're saying, I want to do this one time.
One and done.
One and done. I don't want to do this ever again. And I don't want the premiums to ever go up on me ever again as well. And even when you say permanent, that doesn't mean that a permanent policy they're all created equal. There's a lot of contracts out there that say that they are permanent, or they are permanent, they could be permanent, but the prices might go up in the future. So you have to be very, very careful about what type of permanent policy you get.
So there are benefits, but you got to do your homework.
You got to do your homework. You have to understand and you have to know the contracts, right? There's permanent whole life policies. Most people know of those. There's universal life. There's variable life. There's even indexed IUL policies. There's tons of different contracts out there. I'm not going to speak on all of them. There's disclosures you have to say on all kinds of stuff when it comes to life insurance. But you have to know the differences between each individual contract. Some are good and some are bad, right? And sometimes financial advisors, insurance agents, they just have their own opinion. But is it the fact of how the actual contracts work? I would say go back to the fact of what does that permanent mean?
Hey there folks, Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to experience Blueberry Hills. Of course, the food is fabulous, like our cheese splints, our famous French dip, our legendary Eggs Benedict, and unforgettable burgers. But we're more than just great food. People come from all over the world to experience what's been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
This is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. So Recently, a local, let's call them an organization, was teaching young boys to be real men, shooting guns, fording rivers, carrying heavy logs, you know, that macho stuff. Okay, really, I don't have too much problem with some of that, okay? Within reason, a man can raise his son any way he sees fit, but are we teaching our sons that strength and toughness are really qualities of the mind and the heart? Are we teaching them to be respectful of women and not to be abusive? I mean, it's fine if you want your son to be physically tough and be able to properly handle a firearm. Yeah, it really is. But are we raising our sons to be the type of men that we want our daughters to meet and marry? That's the question. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and that's my opinion.
The Gilded Lily is filled with holiday cheer. Every corner is full of gift ideas that have been handpicked for your home, family, and friends. Come see the beautiful trees with decor to make your home sparkle this festive season. Gorgeous lights, gourmet foods, specialty chocolates. Shop often during the holiday season and enjoy complimentary gift packaging with purchase. The staff at Gilded Lily looks forward to assisting you with your holiday shopping.
When getting the job done right is job one, you need construction equipment that's built right. With durable Kubota engines, more comfort, and the versatility to do it all. You need the Kubota construction lineup. Right now, write it off a lot and write it off your taxes for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months or save up to $4,000.
When you've been in business for 40 years, it's because you understand change and you put members first, always. Now Works is announcing a change in their membership model. Up to 6 people on one membership that you can mix and match. The more people, the bigger the discounts. Introducing the Works shared membership model. One membership, friends and family and flexibility. Works, the cleanest, friendliest, most helpful gyms you and your friends will ever join.
Welcome back to the program. The circumstances behind our conversation this morning are circumstances I wish we didn't have to deal with, but the fact is the fact that Allie and Graham are here for a good cause, a cause we wish we didn't have to visit, but yet here we are. Allie and Graham, before we go any further, introduce yourselves to our television audience, please.
I'm Allie. I'm Colton's sister.
I'm Graham. I'm a student success coach at Westside High School.
Yeah. A mutual friend of ours reached out to me a couple of weeks ago, Rick, the incoming president of Sustainable NCW. That's how I know Rick Edwards, who happened to be very close to your family. And you want to talk about the circumstances of why you're here leading up to the meat of this conversation. Talk about Colty.
My brother, he passed away on August 24th. He loved being outside. He was there for everybody. He just, an unfortunate event happened while he was on his way to work. And yeah, so now we're here. He's the most best brother in the whole world. And he was there for everybody.
It is a tragic story, and
yeah.
He fell asleep at the wheel on the way to work, and his truck rolled over, and 600 people went to his service at the Wenatchee Convention Center.
Just about, yeah.
What was that like?
Overwhelming.
I mean, did you know that he had that kind of impact on people?
Well, I knew that he was important to a lot of people, but a lot more than I thought came. Just to see it was incredible.
I've read testimonials. I've seen things that people have written about Colton Long, who's affectionately known as Colty by everybody. This guy really touched a lot of people, and normally a lot of this is just boilerplate stuff. He was a great guy.
Yeah.
Your brother was a great guy.
He was.
In what ways?
He was there for everybody. He was hilarious. He would, anytime any of us would need anything, just call him. Okay, yeah, I'll come do it whenever I'm done with this. Or if he had something to do, he'd be like, oh no, I'll drop this and come and help you. And he's just always helping and like being there for his family and his friends constantly, like so selfless, and just he was just always there and showing up for people whenever they needed him.
That's a sibling's perspective. From a teacher's perspective, seeing him interact with his students and his peers at Westside.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm getting the same vibe there, Graham.
Yeah, I mean, Colton, it's really hard to summarize him in a nutshell. It's just, but at Westside, he was just a presence, and not like the presence that is seeking to be a presence. He was just steady, and he had this self-assuredness about him that just allowed anybody around him to relax and be themselves. And he kept a pretty small circle at Westside, but everybody knew who he was and knew what he was, and he just gave permission to other people just to be themselves. But yeah, and then in classes and in the outdoor experiences that we'll talk about, like he was just a leader. He's just a natural leader. All students were just gravitated towards him, whether he liked it or not.
Did he take to that role okay?
He understood it. He understood that he had that natural charisma, the natural leadership, the draw, the magnet personality there. And so yes, he understood the power of it. But he was also such a mature and understanding human that I don't think it bothered him that much. He just kept doing what he knew was right for him, and that just helped bring other people along.
And he had a certain passion. You're a student success coach.
Yes.
What's the difference between a teacher and a student success coach, Graham? I guess I should probably ask that.
Well, the short of it is I'm still technically a teacher, certified teacher. I used to teach science for many years. And my role essentially is kind of like a dean of students in a way. So I work with the counselors, I work with the principal, just to help students. Basically my job is to figure out where a student's struggling and what can I do to either help them myself with my skills or connect them with other resources. But part of my job too is just based on my background. I have a background in outdoor and experiential education before I became a teacher, and so I've brought that into the opportunities of getting kids outside at Westside as well.
And that was Colty's epiphany, wasn't it? The outdoor thing. That was what he kind of got into. I'm going to let you both address that. I'll let you go first, Allie. He kind of was drawn to. He didn't like being inside very much, did he?
No. Yeah. Anytime that he had the opportunity to go and do something outside, or just like go on an adventure, like go on a road trip, he would do that. Like his last road trip that he went on was with his best friend Brandon, his girlfriend, and then Colton's girlfriend Mariah. And they all went, and I think they went to Oregon or something, and they just went on this big long road trip, just them, and they had the best time. Like I think they went for a weekend, and it was, they came back and they were just so excited and happy to tell us about it. And yeah, we would, whenever we were growing up, we would have family reunions every July, I would say, and we would go to a different place every single time, and there would always be like different activities, and we would always go to every single one, and he would just be so excited, and he would be like, come on, like there was an Astoria column, I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but it's so tall, and I did not want to go up it. He's like, it's okay, come on, like come with me. And he's younger than me, and he's telling me that he'll like protect me if I go up there, and that kind of also shows that he's like, he was a protector and a leader, and like he may have been young, but he showed us like what a man really needed to be.
Sounds to me like this guy crammed a lot of living into his short life. He didn't waste a great many days, did he?
He was up late too, like doing random stuff with his friends, hanging out. It was awesome.
Yeah, enthusiastic student. That's what teachers look for. really is enthusiasm and a willing to learn.
Yeah, and it's really engagement is what it is. And I think enthusiasm, whatever, I don't really care about enthusiasm as long as somebody's engaged and really understanding their purpose of why they're there. And that's really what Colton had. He understood, like, yeah, he didn't like all his classes, but he still understood the point of them, right? He wasn't like, why do I need to know this? Like, he understood that, like, there's things beyond what he knew, and his job was to understand that and to keep seeking. Like, he always wondered and was very curious natured. And I think that translated into the outdoors as well. And the experiences that we were able to do together in the outdoors, like, he was just always just very curious about it.
Well, let's talk about why you are here, the genesis of this endowment, if you will, in Colty's name. How did this whole thing come about?
Rick Edwards, he's our family friend. He got the endowment going. He was like, I know that Colton loved being outside. He loved the program. And Rick also he wanted to do something. Like, he didn't know what to do, but he was like, I want to do something that will make an impact in Colton's honor. And so basically it funds the outdoor program so that all of the kids can have the opportunity to do things that usually you're not able to do. And I think that if, like, we continue to keep it going, it'll be like the gift that keeps on giving, because, like, in Colton's honor, he'll be able to give students a gift without actually being here if we all work together for it.
Graham, what is that gift? What exactly does the outdoor program at Westside entail?
Well, we don't have an official outdoor program.
Maybe we can get one going now.
Yeah, so we've been, so the long short history of it is we had a teacher, Steve Nickum, years ago that started a program called No Child Left Inside. He started that with some grant money, and basically he was the old science teacher. Unfortunately, he passed from cancer a few years back, but for years he would get kids outside on a weekly or bi-weekly basis exploring. And then that was before my time, and then by the time I arrived, it was partnered with the WSU Extension Office 4-H Club. And so there was the people down there. It's gone through a few different managers down there, but they partnered and they kind of ran the program, and they were able to kind of use their resources to connect students. And so it was kind of typically they would meet every week, and then every month there would be some sort of field experience. So Colton was part of that for at least 1 year, maybe if not 2 years of that experience. So that's one part. Unfortunately, that has kind of dried up. There's been some changes down at the WSU Extension 4-H, but then also funding as well, honestly, to make sure that one of our teachers can actually take time out of their day, and we have some like coverage and all that to make that happen. They're great at covering other costs, but as far as our own personnel costs, it's hard to cover that with other responsibilities that we have. That's one chunk. Another opportunity, and the thing is, we have 3 different opportunities. That's one. Colton took advantage of all of them. Another one is we partnered with Northwest Outward Bound for a few years. That's a company I used to work for. They're out of Mazama. And I was able to arrange some 3-day experiences where we actually went up to Mazama. We camped out for 3 days and did some high impact activities up there as well. Unfortunately, they actually just closed as well due to funding. But that was great because of my connections. We were able to do that pretty much free because we were able to combine it with some other trainings that they were doing up there. And then the final piece of all of this is we've been partnering with a company called Youth Dynamics. They run out of Stonewater Ranch outside of Plain. And they've been really good at reaching out to us to get students up there. We've done everything from just single day, like high impact activities to like, survival skills and that sort of thing. So and they've been really good at getting us scholarships to do different programs. And that's one program where we've actually been able to bring like a busload of students up for a day. So more students. But we've also talked with them in the past about having like more of a higher impact, like like multi-day, like over 3 weeks time, going up there for 10 total days with like 10 students and having more of an intensive opportunity. So lots of different opportunities that have occurred, and Colton's been part of all of them because he would never miss a chance to go out there. So there's no outdoor program really. I mean, I would love that, but that's a whole nother investment level.
Well, it all has to start somewhere, and it's going to start. It's the effort is ongoing. It's going on right now as we speak, and this is where you, the viewers, come in, because if they get to a certain threshold, that money can then be turned over to the Community Foundation North Central Washington, who can take that seed money and make it grow, which is why they call it seed money. But you have to get to a certain dollar amount, and that is $5,000, because that's the minimum that the Community Foundation will intake in order to take this endowment and take that money and invest it in the way that they do. And that's brilliant. They're just so good at what they do to make this almost like a self-sustaining deal. So how do our viewers help? Allie, what do we do to make this happen?
You donate to Colty's Excellent Outdoor Adventures Endowment.
And how do we go about doing that? Can we just get a hold of Rick?
No.
He's busy enough as it is.
Go on the Community Foundation website, and then I think it might be close to the top, but it's called Colton's Excellent Outdoor Adventure Endowment, and you just donate as much as whatever dollar amount you want.
And you get to the 5,000 mark, they take it, and then they make it grow. But the more money, the better. I mean, we would love to have this thing get to the point where it is a self-sustaining.
Yeah, I mean,
deal.
Every year we're just kind of putting together little pots of money here and there to try to figure out. And then we're like, okay, now what can we do with this? And we have to decide which program to kind of be able to move forward with. So it'd be great to have something that we can depend on, so we can really build that lasting relationship with whatever organization we're partnering with. And then it really becomes part of the culture of the school, where students are like, no, this is the experience you want, and it starts to build that momentum.
Colty already graduated from Westside. He graduated in June, died in late August. You had to go back to school a couple of weeks later after his death. How did his classmates handle that, Graham?
Yeah, it was not easy. The interesting thing about Westside is that we do graduate about half of our students every year. So, half of the students didn't really know him, but the other half did know him. And
yeah,
so,
those who knew him well.
Yeah, it was hard. It was definitely hard. I mean, as a staff, we all loved him and cherished him, and it was, But we're professionals, and we did our own grieving before school started, and we hung on to each other, but then we made sure we had a plan starting, and we reached out to his close friends before school started and made connections with them, and let them know if they didn't feel like they could show up for the first week, that's fine, and just really worked with them. But yeah, it sucked. Yeah.
Allie, we'll leave it with you. You got the button, I see.
Yes, I do.
I take it that's a regular part of your wardrobe.
Yeah. Just whenever I feel like I need him.
How's the family doing? I know this is very difficult for you. I would be remiss if I didn't ask you. I mean, you seem to be holding up pretty good, but I've never lost a sibling. I don't know.
I know.
I mean,
it's hard. It's really, really the worst thing in the world. But I just try every day to do something that I can do, like for him or in his honor, or just like be nice to somebody. Love like Colton.
Ooh, that is good.
Yeah,
love like Colton.
Love like Colton.
It'll get easier, not necessarily better, but it'll get easier. And as long as you think about him, he's there.
Yep.
That's my belief anyway.
Yeah.
It's always been my belief.
Look for anything that reminds you of him, anything.
Thanks for taking time out of your day to visit. And thank you, Graham, for taking some time out of a school day. Again, just get a hold of the Community Foundation of Central Washington. Go to their website or call them. They answer their phone. They're really good about that. You can drop by and see them at their offices in downtown Wenatchee. We get to that $5,000 mark or more. The more is better. That's just the minimum is the $5,000 mark. They take it from there. They'll run with it, and hopefully we'll make this endowment a going concern. Can you give me an update, say, in a month or so? I'd love to. I'll expedite this with Rick, and we'll have you back on, see how we're doing.
For sure.
All right?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for participating, and let's make this happen, all right?
Yeah.
Thanks for again, I wish you didn't have to be here. So.
Yeah.
All right. Hang in there.
Thank you.
You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether, we provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Celebrate your holidays at Chelan Ridge Winery. Take your holiday party to new heights or join the Chelan Ridge party every Monday night with a home-cooked meal and a glass of award-winning wine. Elevate your holidays this season at Chelan Ridge Winery.
You're invited to experience small-town holidays in iconic Lake Chelan. From local shopping to Santa parades, a getaway visit to Lake Chelan is a great way to make this holiday season special. Learn more at smalltownholidays.com.
A small town holiday wouldn't be complete without a visit to an original American hardware store in downtown Chelan. Kelly's Ace Hardware has been serving the greater Chelan area for nearly 100 years. Let them take you back to a time where personal service and quality products went hand in hand.
You're invited to experience small-town holidays in iconic Lake Chelan. From local shopping to Santa parades, a getaway visit to Lake Chelan is a great way to make this holiday season special. Learn more at smalltownholidays.com.
We start out the program with the weather forecast. We close the program with the weather forecast. A couple of things to look at. We still are under the winter weather advisory. That continues until 1 o'clock this afternoon. As much snow, we got about an inch. Some locations got a little bit more. Up near Pangbourne, they got a little over 3 inches, and it's still snowing up there. It's not snowing hard, but it's snowing consistently light all over the region, with the exception of the Columbia Basin. They don't have much snow at all. In fact, I just looked at the Moses Lake cameras out there from the DOT out there at Dotson Road in downtown Moses Lake and frontage, and they don't have any snow at all on the ground out there. Not quite the case here in the Wenatchee Valley, but it will be tapering off. The winter weather advisory expires at 1 o'clock this afternoon. That's the latest we have anyway. And then the big story is going to be tomorrow night all the way into Thursday. There's an atmospheric river heading our way, and a pretty big one. I mean, we're going to be in the mid-30s today. We're going to be well into the 40s by the afternoon high on Wednesday, and the snow level is going to be up above pass level. So we're looking at rain, maybe a lot of rain on Wednesday, which is pretty odd for this time of the year. And the temperatures starting today are going to be well above normal. So from the National Weather Service, here we go. Again, the winter weather advisory is set to expire at 1 o'clock this afternoon. We'll get up to about 36 degrees. The snow level will be going up as well as the day progresses. Slight chance of a rain-snow mix, not much of anything. Under cloudy skies, we'll dip down to about 29 for the overnight low. Tuesday, most of the day, it's a rain-snow mix in the morning, and then it switches over to rain, and then a little bit of a rain-snow mix right around sunset. So we get a little bit of everything on Tuesday. Snow level by the end of the day will be at 2,000 feet, and our high will be right around 35 degrees, and the overnight low on Tuesday night into Wednesday, about 35 degrees. With rain on Tuesday night into Wednesday till about noon. And look at the high on Wednesday. That's not a misprint. 45 for our high today on Wednesday. And again, rain until about 12 noon on Wednesday. Then it tapers off. 31 for the overnight low with fairly dry conditions on Wednesday night. And we'll stay in a warm and wet pattern for this time of the year on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and right on into the weekend with rain and not snow here in the Wenatchee Valley, with highs hovering right around 40 degrees. Keep in mind, our normal high this time of the year is about 33. So we're in for some pretty mild weather. Got to get there first there, folks, all right? All right, that's it for us. Have a good and safe Monday. We'll see you Tuesday. Bye-bye.